Hey, welcome back to Q Live. My name is Scott Bedley. I'm here in the registration lobby at Q. The energy is amazing. So many people pouring in at this moment. I'm a fourth grade teacher in Irvine. Shout out Eastwood Elementary. Miss you guys. I'm also working for a company called Green Guardians, an environmental literacy company. But I am not here to talk about me. I am here with Liz Burkholder to hear what she wants to share with you. Liz, welcome.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Liz is a middle school teacher. So Liz, how'd you get into middle school?
It's actually a really interesting story of how I got there. I actually started teaching in special education for 10 years. I had a special day class, which is a class for students that need more specialized, smaller class size. And I was looking for ways to get my students to problem solve and overcome challenges, and STEM education came up. And so I started the first STEM program specifically for my students on IEPs.
Wow.
And it ended up expanding out to my entire school, where we had some changes in how special education was being, basically my class got flexed. But I loved my school and I didn't want to leave my school, so I ended up looping up in middle school, and they needed an electives teacher and an English language development teacher, and that was my other passion. So working with students in IEPs and then working with students that are developing their English. And so because of that, I got to build my job and become our school's STEM teacher, art teacher, and English language development teacher.
Oh, cool. And so you're at a K-8, right?
We are K-8.
Okay. So tell us, why are you here at Q?
Well, one, because last time I came at Q, I was able to text my principal and ask for $8,000 and bring a whole new Lego program to my school, which has completely revolutionized how I teach. And I've seen such growth with my English language learners in using Lego education. So looking to bring something else like that back to completely change how I teach. But also I am presenting this time, I'm presenting how to start a STEM program at a school with no STEM program for underrepresented populations. For English learners, for students in IEPs, we are a Title I school. 95% of our students qualify for free and reduced lunch. So it's how to start it with no money, but get the ball rolling.
So you had me at the Lego and ELD. Like, I need to hear more about that.
Well, I mean, I will be honest, I've been doing Legos with my students forever. It's actually a family thing. We have at home, my husband and my daughter, we have like giant Lego sets all over the house. So it's kind of like a personal way to get in. But I loved the idea of Legos because they're reusable. There's so many different types of ways to build with them and explore. I've had students, I'm working with pre-K, kinder, learning how to build and work together and cooperate, and then in middle school all the way up. And my best story I tell is I have two students that are new to the country, were given one of a Lego kits and built it faster and programmed it faster than anybody in the room because it didn't require Google translating or language needs. It required problem solving and perseverance.
So I'm sure the level of confidence being successful in a project like that trickles out to other areas too, I'm guessing.
We're starting esports in my school, and I'm super excited because not only I've got students coming in for it, but I have some of my students who are very isolated because of their language needs. I have one student who's been on his own most of the year because no one speaks his language. I got him to come into esports. Anybody can figure out how to play Mario Kart, and he's been playing with the other kids every lunch. And so that's like, for me, that's worth giving up my lunch to see that boy no longer sitting by himself.
Wow, and you're talking about the social emotional needs that we're seeing in classrooms and schools and kids. What a great idea for anyone out there who's watching. So tell us a little bit more about your session.
So my session is going to talk about how I first started my program at my school. It was basically at a conference like this that they asked the question, what can you do for your school to give it something special besides just good teachers? And I've been doing STEM with my students and IEPs, and I thought, well, we don't have anything after school. At the time, we didn't even have sports because we were only a K-5. Our school's grown that much since I've been there. And so I asked, texting her on a Sunday while at a conference, can I start an after-school STEM program? And to her credit, her response was, let's talk on Monday. And so I started the program.
That's a good administrator response.
I was going to say, And it's like 3 principals ago. I've been there a while, and there's been a lot of turnover, but every single administrator has seen the value in keeping our after-school STEM program. When we were dealing with budget cuts years ago, we found the money in Title I funds. And now, because there's so much more money now, we've been able to expand the program so we can meet more students. And this year we started piloting being able to, for me to get use my prep time and get paid for it, to go into classes for those students that can't stay after school.
So if there's teachers out there watching, which I hope there are, obviously, but what's their first step? Because
honestly,
I mean, it could feel intimidating or scary to do something like this.
For me, it's what's usually just get something together, ask your students to try to make something with it, and ask them what they made. And then to have them share what they did with their peers, because you might be surprised. My very first, not my first session, my second session, none of the students could figure out, and I honestly was like, I thought I knew what we were doing. This is not working, but we're gonna keep going. And one of my students goes, well, can I just crush it with my foot? And I go, sure, go ahead, Mubashir. He crushed it, and he was the first one to get it. And he just completely changed how we were trying it. So just not being afraid for it not to go right, but just giving your students a chance to try something.
So many valuable lessons in that. Liz, thank you so much for coming on Q Live today. I totally appreciate your wisdom and that you're here sharing that.
Thank you.
If people want to connect with you, is there a way they can connect with you from home?
Probably the best way would be through email. I haven't checked Twitter in years.
Oh, okay.
I don't even remember my handle anymore, which is why it's not on my session.
Okay.
I just fell out of it.
So what is your email if they want to connect?
Oh, it's a good long one. It's E. Estella Burkholder at wsd.k12.ca.us. That is a long doozy.
Play it back, you'll get it.
Yes.
All right, Liz, thank you again for being here, and thank you for watching Q Live. We'll be coming back with more interviews. We're going to be live on the scene around Q, asking people how things are going, learning new things together. We hope you'll join us.
Thank you. Oh.